Hi, friends. I hope wherever you are in the world, you are happy and healthy. My name is Tammy. If you're new here, thanks for joining me on this little journey of self-care. And if you are returning, welcome back. All right, so today's video is going to be my update for my project panning, deck of panning. I might add additional panning projects in, but right now I'm good where I'm at with just the one panning project. Yeah. Anyways, so let's talk first. I use my Gypsy Witch fortune telling cards, which are kind of like Lenormand cards. So when I pull a card, there's a little like message too. So I think that just adds a little extra fun. And it also pulls in my whole channel since I also have divination stuff with my tarot and oracle decks on this channel. Before we go ahead and roll out some products, let's talk about last month's cards and what products were put in my project pan. All right, so the first one I had last month was Three of Spade, which is a controversial brand. So I chose my Jacqueline Cosmetics bronzer, and I have the color Vitamin D. Doesn't look like I've even used it, but I have. My goal was to use it 15 times. I actually met and surpassed that goal. I really like the smell. That is definitely one of the pluses of this bronzer. Several of my bronzers I just have because they smell good. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I like the look too, but the main thing that got me was the smell. I'm a sucker. Anyways, I did use this more than the 15 times I had planned because although I also had a cream bronzer, instead of just a powder, I usually put this on top of my cream bronzer to kind of set my bronzer with bronzer. So I met that and I can roll that out. Next was Eight of Spades, which was an item on the chopping block. Had a couple of those this month just because I also wanted to see how I felt about things as I'm doing a collection and / possible declutter over the next few weeks. All right, so this time I chose the Balm, the Balms, the Balm Fire by the Balm. Thank you. This is in Night Owl, which has Dusk and Dawn. And Dusk and Dawn, Dusk is like this corally peach color. It's very pretty. And Dawn is kind of mauvey with like a little bit of a brown underneath. They're both gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous colors. The reason why this is on the chopping block, though, isn't because I don't like the Balm. I do. It isn't because they're not pretty colors, because hopefully you can, there we go. They're gorgeous colors. But they have a bit of glitter in them. And I'm not partial to glitter on my cheeks. I am about to turn 49. I have mature skin. I also have dry skin. So I don't like it to like hit on a certain part and then I've got like this dry patch that is accentuated by the glitter saying, hey, pay attention to me. So that's why it was on the chopping block. And I used it my 15 times, but it was difficult to do because I just don't really like the look of it on me. And I even played around with it as eyeshadow, which it was gorgeous. But these are big pans. I'm never going to get through them. And I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I really, as well as singles, that I really did not need to just add this to it too. So I think when I do my collection and declutter for blush, I think this is probably going to be on the way out. And I'll see if my niece or my child would like it, since they both have young skin and can pull off glitter easily. So I did finish that objective though, so that's rolling out. The next one was a 2 of diamonds, which is favorite brand. and I have lots of favorite brands. So I thought the only fair way to do this was to add up the products in my top 3 that I've purchased a lot out of and add up the number of products. And for me, that was Natasha Denona. I was actually pretty shocked. But between the 5 pans, the minis, the middies, and blush, etc., I had more Natasha Denona than anything else in my collection. I don't know what to say about that. So I chose the Glam palette, which is a very pretty cool toned palette, very neutral. You can wear it every day. So I thought, oh, no problem. I'll easily get 15 looks out of this. I didn't. Why? Because I have so many palettes. And even though I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just wear this today, I want to play with other things too. So instead of getting 15 different looks, I only managed to get 5. So this is going to stay put. I have another 10 times that I need to use this. So that one's staying put. Next I pulled a 9 of diamonds, and that was matches eyes. Deep sigh. With my blue eyes, this was a tough one because you could easily say, oh, let's pull a blue eyeshadow. That gives me nightmares from the 80s and stresses me out. I do wear blue eyeshadow, just not very often. I love blue in my color stories because blue is such a pretty color. But again, I don't necessarily always like it on me. Pretty much when I wear blue eyeshadow, I'm really doing it because my husband loves blue eyeshadow on me. And I like to play with blue, but I don't necessarily like blue eyeshadow on me because it just gives me nightmares of the 80s. Long story short, I decided, that wasn't short at all. Long story long, I decided to do blue packaging. So I chose my cream bronzer from Tarte in the color Seychelles. And I chose this because this was also kind of on the chopping block. I have a lot of bronzers. I was like, do I really need this one? So I used this more than my 15 times. And I'm so glad I did, because had I not used it, I would have just decluttered it. And I actually really like this one. So I'm glad that I use this project pan as also a way to say, do I want to keep this? What do I want to do with this? Last, but certainly not least, I pulled a 10 of diamonds, which was sentimental. I'm not very sentimental about my makeup, but I do get makeup that packaging sucks me in. So I chose my strawberry shortcake lipstick from Glam. I chose it for 2 reasons. One, it's about as sentimental. This is my childhood right here. 2, I'm not huge on lipstick, and this is a very pretty pink. I'm actually wearing it right now. It's a very pretty pink. I don't wear lipstick very often. I tend to like lip gloss better, and I tend to wear neutral colors. So this was kind of stepping more out of my comfort zone, and I'm glad I did. I really like it. Not going to be something I wear every day, but I do like it. I am keeping that. Okay, so now that means we're ruling out 4 and we're keeping 1. We're keeping the Natasha. We're ruling out 4 others. Oh, before I roll those out, a couple other things. I added this to my project pan, even though it wasn't a card or anything. It was just something I wanted to add. And I added it because it was also on the chopping block. And this is the e.l.f. Complete Coverage Concealer. And it was on my chopping block because you could see like there's a whole chunk out. I stuck my finger in it. It's just messy. And I was like, oh, do I just toss this? What? Well, I don't want to just toss it and use and you know, just make more trash. So I decided, okay, let me use it, see if I actually like it. And I do really like this. So when I put it on, I just can't look. I just can't look at it. I just can't look at it and I can use it. So I'm gonna keep it for now and continue using it, because when the day comes that I do declutter this, I don't plan on purchasing another, not because I don't like it. It's just I'm obviously not that clean, because that is a mess and it is very disturbing. So I'm gonna keep that. I also thought that I would end up finishing up this NYX Marshmallow Primer, and I still have a little bitty bit left in there. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that and finish that up this month, hopefully, this coming month. Also, I'm going to add this little Ulta eye primer in. I've got very little in this still. I want to finish this up so that I can empty that. And then I don't want to empty this, but I think it's going to happen. And that is my Eyesurance from JCat. This is the Shea Butter one. And you can see I do have pan in that. And I use this right underneath my eyes. It helps that when I'm putting on my concealer and stuff, it doesn't get really stuck under all my fine lines. And so it just helps with smooth application. I will probably purchase this again and again and again. I really like this. It helps my mature eyes and mature skin around my eyes. So I'm adding those in because I do want to try to empty these 3 this coming month, but they're not part of my deck of panning. Okay, that's just going in my pot. This is going back in too because I need to get 10 more looks out of that, and now I need to pull 4 more cards. Hopefully you do not mind the sound of cards shuffling. I actually love that sound. Again, childhood memories. Did you guys play gin rummy? We played gin rummy a lot at our house. Plus, my grandparents tried to teach me how all the different poker games. So, all right, first card I am pulling, and I will put the little, cheat sheet in one of these corners or down here across me. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I'll try to stick it on the screen for you, okay? All right, so the first card I have is the 2 of Spades. There we go, 2 of Spades. It looks like it's the star. And the star ensures success in all enterprises when near. When very distant, it's some unlucky events. Well, considering I have to pull it near so I can read it, I'm going to take the near, and it ensures success in all enterprises like that. So the 2 of Spades is indie. Yay! That one won't be hard because I have a lot of indie makeup. All right, the next card is, ooh, I think I even know what I'm going to do for the indie. Okay, the next card is the Jack of Diamonds. Jack of Diamonds. And that is the Rider. The Rider is a sure sign of good news, unless alongside 6, 8, 11, or 13. Well, our 2 was number 34. So, woohoo! It is a sure sign of good news. I'm liking this. So far, good news and ensure success. So Jack of Diamonds is random letter generator. So I had myself prepared. Here's my little phone for the ignore all the messiness on there. Let's see here. And our letter is Z. Z. I don't know if I have anything for Z. Okay, I'm going to choose another letter just in case I don't have a Z. Okay? But I'm going to look for Z first, okay? I promise. L. Okay. So Z or L. All right, L, we might be able to find Z. I will search and look. That's all I can do. All right, next card is the Ace of Spades. What is with all these, like, that's 2 court cards. All right, Ace of Spades. And the picture on there is the rapiers, the fencing swords. Warn us against assaults which threaten and will occur sooner or later, according to the distance from the person. According to the distance from the person. It's very far away from me, so I'm going to go with later. All right, our Ace of Spades is focus. I'm not quite sure what that one is. Maybe it's a thing that I want to focus panning on, and if so, I know a couple products that can be that. So we'll see. Okay, last card, possibly, unless we get the one that says add another product. Let's not get that again this month. I don't know, maybe I will pull an extra card just because. All right. Next card is the 10. Goodness gracious. Another court card. 10 of clubs. And it's the tower. The tower surrounded by clouds denotes sickness and if adjoining death. Well, we don't have clouds anywhere. We didn't get the cloud card anywhere in here. So we do not have sickness and or death. Yay, right? Let's go with that. All right, technically 10 is not a court card, but okay. Multi-purpose. So a product I can use for various reasons. Okay. All right. Should we pull another one just cuz? Maybe we will. Yeah, let's pull another card just cuz. Just cuz. So we'll have, 6 and it'll keep us busy. Yeah. I don't know what that little attempt at a wink was. It wasn't a good wink, huh? I don't think I can wink. All right. 4 of spades. Oh, why have I? 4 of spades, and it's the eye. The eye, when near, denotes great interest taken by friends. And when distant, it signifies suspicion. I kept it near because I need it near to read. So, great interest. All right, 4 of spades is a fragrance. Okay. That's fine. That works too. All right, I will be back after I've pulled my products. All right, so I was able to go back and look at some of those prompts to make sure I understood them correctly. So let's go back over. So the first one I had was the 2 of spades, which is an indie product. I decided I want to use my Lethal Cosmetics face palette that I created with a bronzer. Actually, it's a contour, but I'm so pale I could use as a bronzer or a contour. A blush and a highlighter. So I am going to use this face palette that I created from Lethal Cosmetics 10 times. Okay, and that could be I use all 3 10 times, or I can use any of them a time to make up total of 10 times. So 10 times. I tend to kind of use them all together though, so 10 times. Then I had a Jack of Diamonds, which was Jack of Diamonds, which was random letter generator. And first I got the Z and I was like, oh, what can I think of? And so then I did it again and got an L, but I went back and I looked through my my collection. Zendo palette. Looks like I'm going to have a Natasha Denona month because between this palette and the Glam palette, I still have to use the Glam palette 10 times, and I'm going to say 10 times with this too. So 10 looks. So between the two, that's 20 looks right there if I manage to do that. So Z is Zendo. So I'm going to add that in with my Glam palette. And then I picked Ace of Spade, which is focus. And I thought that meant like something I really want to focus on panning. That is not what it meant. It meant to reflect on my panning goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year. Well, this is only like the third or fourth update. I think third update, maybe. Fourth time picking cards, but yeah, third update. So my goal really was just to make sure I use what I already have and not end up purchasing a lot more. So not to say I can't purchase anything, it just means I'm on a low buy and I don't want to bring in a lot more things into my collection when I already have so much. So I didn't really have a set, I'm definitely going to pan this year as much as it is. I do want to decrease my collection. So like, even if I'm just like using up and panning like all these little ones to decrease my number and use what I have, I think if I was going to try to really hit pan on anything this year, like a true pan, which is hard for me because I don't stick to like one little section and keep rubbing it raw until it pans. I tend to swoosh all around. I like even. So I think if I'm going to pan anything, it's probably this Physicians Formula matte butterscotch mattifying powder. I use it so much. I have a paper clip thing on it because it is broke. But it does have a nice dip. You can't see it because of the lights. It does have a nice dip in it. There we go. But it doesn't have a pan because I use it pretty evenly. Same with my Physicians Formula butter bronzer. I would like to see pan in that this year too. If I don't, I'm fine with that, but I would like to try to see pan in those two and to continue just decreasing what I have in my collection. If you hear that, that's my cat trying to get in. Decreasing what I have in my collection by using up all my little ones and, you know, using up stuff before it all goes bad. So that was my Ace of Spade, my focus. And then I had a 10 of clubs, which was multi-purpose. I chose, especially now that it's getting warmer outside, I chose my It Cosmetics CC Cream Nude Glow. This is both kind of like my coverage, but also it does have some SPF. This is not the only SPF that I use. I do actually put sunscreen on my face too, but I figure as many layers as I can of SPF doesn't hurt. So this is multi-purpose because it has the sunscreen in it. It also has some, you know, brightening glow serum stuff. So some serum-y stuff in it. And it is a medium coverage skin tint. I did purchase before one of the other It Cosmetics CC creams. I think it was like the anti-aging one that just sat on my skin, where I feel like this really actually sinks into my skin. And I like this one. I did not like the other one, just in case you're thinking about getting an It Cosmetics CC cream. And then the last one, because I said, hey, let's just pull another card, which I'm glad we did, especially now that I know that that Ace of Spades was just to kind of reflect. So the next one I got was 4 of Spades, fragrance. I just like looked and said, what do I have right here on my desk? Because most of my fragrance is in my bathroom. But I did have this one right here, and I figure, okay, this is the area, and I've got a lot of it. Just got it a little bit ago. This is the Ariana Grande Thank You Next perfume. So I want to use all of my things that I just showed you 10 times. Okay, so 10 uses for all of them. I feel that it's very feasible. I feel like that still gives me room to play with other things in my collection and rotate things through so that I'm actually getting use of everything that I have. All right, I will be back next month to tell you how I did. Let's see if we can get those Natashas out and go ahead and finish these up. Yeah. So I hope that you have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever it is where you are. And until next time, stay blessed and stay beautiful.